Is there a lot of protein in Cheez-Its?
Excuse me, there is. There's cheese.
There is no.
It's fake cheese.
3 grams.
Kendall, it's spelled CHEEZ. I don't think there's real cheese in there.
White cheddar cheese.
And protein is spelled PROTEEN. Protein.
The baby is kicking right now because the baby also has an.
Because the baby is choking on Cheeto dust. It's like it's in the dust belt.
It's like secondhand smoke.
Secondhand cheese dust. Your baby.
I hate you.
They roll the open for you.
Whatever, roll the open.
Here we go.
Let's make it a good day.
You're a tiger. Give it up for Debbie Gibson, everyone.
We do it our own way.
Yes!
I'm gonna start crying and laughing so hard.
I did not do that.
Now, here's Jason.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. We have Cheez-Its for everybody today. All you have to do is get them away from Kendall. That's right. She'll bite you like a little terrier if you get near them, yeah. Oh, she will. Welcome to the show. You've come on a good day. I don't know if you need every day. I list these off on the radio show. There's always dumb holidays. You know, companies latch on, oh, today's Shamrock Day or whatever. But this is a real holiday. Today is National French Fry Day. Yeah. It's National French Fry Day. And McDonald's is giving away free fries of any size. Yeah. Any size today. Half the audience just got up and left. Too soon, yeah. They're not. It's still serving McMuffins, but you have to. The only way to get it though, and this is not a joke, you have to sign up for their app. You have to do it during their app. So the only bad thing is Ronald McDonald will have your email address, but that's fine. I'll give Ronald, I'll give Hamburglar, I'll give anybody my email address for a big supersized fry. Oh, they're the best fries. I don't know. Who does get a small fry, right? Why are you? That's not even trying. Get a large fry for heaven's sake. Speaking of snack foods, let's start the show, everybody. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Well, hello there.
Hello.
How's the?
Hi, I'm Kendall.
That's Kendall, everybody. That's right. I forgot to do my little intro there. How you doing, friend?
I'm fine. I'm good. I feel cheesed it up. What?
What's happening over there?
Oh, that's the interns.
Those are the interns. First, I thought we didn't allow the interns on the set. Number one. And what are they eating? What is that? Oh. Is that Kemp's ice cream with my big melon on it? Look at that. Look at that. Can we get a close-up of that? Now those are the good folks at Kemp's Ice Cream, and what happened is look at the long zoom into the interns. There we go. So that's called twisted dough. Oh, look, I'm wearing the same suit. Anyway.
Oh, nice.
I actually did not plan that. I'm wearing the same suit.
And tie.
Different classes, though. Okay, Mason, can you stop eating for just a second, please? Anyway, Kim's is expanding to Chicago, just like we did. So our show expanded. Abigail, keep eating. It's fine. You can keep eating. Yeah. Our show expanded to Chicago. Kim's Ice Cream expanded. So to celebrate, they put my big melon on a half gallon of ice cream there. Abigail, is it good?
It's very good. It's good.
Mason, is it good?
Thumbs
Okay,
up.
now save some for me, please. I mean, yeah, and for Kendall, because
Yeah.
Kendall's miraculously no longer lactose intolerant.
It's true.
Yeah, the
It's
baby
true.
did that for you, didn't it? Yeah.
Thank you, baby. I
Thank you,
appreciate
baby.
it.
Yes. Okay. No, seriously, interns, go put that in the freezer. I want a little bit after the show. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll
They're not moving. They're not moving. They're not leaving.
it, Leo. They're not leaving.
No.
All right, they're still sitting there.
They're still there, eating.
Okay. Well, at least they're getting an education. First up, lots of drama in Hollywood overnight. And the negotiators for the Actors Union unanimously recommended the strike after talks with the big studio heads went absolutely nowhere. Now, if the actors go ahead with the strike, it would be the first time in 63 years that Hollywood, the studios, would face a dual work stoppage. Because you guys know this, the writers have been on strike since the beginning of May. The unions want better pay and transparency when it comes to streaming. Which we can all go for. And even my buddy, I love Bob Iger, who just, we'll talk more about him in a second, but you gotta pay these people what they're worth. The Writers Guild, actors wouldn't have any words to say. It all starts with the written word. So you can't act like the writers are second class to the actors. You gotta pay the writers. It just... We love shows like Succession and back in the day, The West Wing, for the actors obviously, and the great camera work. But the actors wouldn't have anything to say without the writers. You got to pay them, and I got to tell you now. So that's the position. But for us, the consumers, this is not good. This is a total work stoppage. We're not going to notice anything right now, but this isn't hyperbole. We're going to get to this time next year. And we're not going to have any we're not going to have any television. We're not going to have any movies. It's going to be nothing but The Bachelorette. Just nothing but The Bachelorette. Yeah.
Even I don't want that. Ooh.
Now, they've already started shutting down Hollywood. And Director Leo, we have a live shot. This is what it looks like right now in Hollywood. Let's go ahead. Right there. It's being turned. Yeah, right there. Hollywood is being turned into a Spirit Halloween store. Yeah. Because that's what Spirit Halloween does. When there's a JCPenney that goes out of business, they go right in. They go right in. Yeah.
Taking that spot. Live look.
Well, we thought it was funny. Anyway, yeah.
We still think it's funny.
It's bad though. It's not all
bad.
jokes. It's not good. This is horrible. It's horrible for all the people that make their living. And then, did you see that quote? This is no joke, everyone. The quote from an anonymous bigwig, we don't know which one it is, that basically said they are going to wait. They are going to sit back and wait until, and I'm paraphrasing, but not a lot. They're going to wait until writers start losing their houses and can't pay rent. They want to crush them. That's really what they want to do.
So gross.
It's so disgusting.
Ew.
Go to deadline.com. They got it. Some anonymous, because of course the cowards wouldn't put their name on it. Some bigwig at one of the studios said, yeah, that's the game. They gave away the game. They want to crush these people, so they allegedly come crawling back. No. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do the right thing and pay them so no one has to do anything like this? It's just, yeah.
Ew.
Bad. Well, while all the contract talks were ongoing in Hollywood, the Primetime Emmy Award nominations came out. There's a little bit of good news, and there were some big winners. Among those who are feeling really proud today, HBO, as Succession's final season earned 27 nominations. That is the most for any series. Yeah, HBO was the big story. HBO, along with new streaming service Max, because they separate them, garnered, listen to this, grabbed 127 nominations, the most of any network. And again, we're putting Max and HBO together. It's the same company. Anyway, another big takeaway from all the nominations, who knew? The nerds may not like all the stuff, but the Emmy voters do. Star Wars shows racked up. Andor, Obi-Wan, The Mandalorian all scored a ton of Emmy nominations, including big categories. Friends like Outstanding Drama Series and Outstanding Limited Series. In all, Star Wars shows picked up 22 nominations. Yeah. We have a really good-looking audience today. I just.
Look at him. Just look at him.
Cheez-Its for everybody. That's right.
I'm not sharing.
And finally, the feel-good show of the year also got a nomination. Jury Duty got nominated. Right? No, you can clap second row. Go ahead. Yeah. Jury Duty got nominated for Outstanding Comedy Series. This semi-scripted show featured a cast of actors pretending to participate in a trial while one non-actor thought everything was real. James Marsden also got nominated for playing a fictionalized version of himself. James is so good. The show is available right now for free on Amazon's free streaming thing called Freevee. Have you watched it yet? I can't remember.
My husband watched the whole thing. I watched pieces of different episodes, and it was actually pretty hilarious. Especially, I really liked James Marsden playing this like terrible version of himself.
Yeah.
It was good. If you haven't seen it, give it a whirl.
Yeah, and it's, you know what it is, audience? It's light.
Yeah.
It's not deep or dark or going to
Or
require.
devious even.
Not
like,
even deep.
it's
It's just
fine.
light, fluffy cotton candy. It's good. Again, Freevee, everybody. Freevee. Lots more to come. But first, the company launched this a couple weeks ago. This is cool, a new way to watch our show and other shows. You can now download the Fox Local app. Now, again, don't just put in Fox because we're a different division of the company. We're Fox TV stations. So go onto your streaming service, wherever you do it, your big TV, just like you do Netflix, and type in Fox Local. And when you do that, the app, you can stream full episodes and clips from our show. And the app is free on Fire TV, Apple TV, Android, and Roku. And if you're watching us from our other markets outside of Minnesota, be sure to select Fox 9 when you set up the app. For more information, head to fox9.com/foxlocal or scan that QR code right there. It's really cool no matter where you are. Like, obviously we're here in Minneapolis. You can watch every Fox station from around the country. So I was watching Good Day LA a couple days ago. It's really awesome. You have access to all of that. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. I was mentioning, I love our studio audiences every day, the fact that people get dressed up and come see us. And sometimes people bring gifts, especially, I think it's so sweet. People are giving a whole bunch of stuff to my little sister, Kendall, for the baby. And then this woman, I just want to quickly mention, because she put so much effort, a woman named Sylvia, Grandma Sylvie, she's calling herself, made a beautiful blanket for Kendall's baby.
Yes.
And then made us, for our set, little coasters for our cups that match our colors. That just means that's so much. I mean, the fact that people take the effort, it's really nice. Thank you, Grandma Sylvie. Welcome back. Former housewife Meghan King was on with Andy Cohen last night, and he asked her about her wedding to President Biden's nephew, a marriage that sadly only lasted 17 hours. And that is our late night rewind.
Megan, I gotta ask you about Cuff Biden.
Really?
Do you think that if you had waited longer to get married, it would have gone on longer?
No.
No.
It would have gone on shorter.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
It never would have gone on. Maybe.
Did you have any sense that the president or first lady had any knowledge of Orange County Housewives, or that you were an Orange County housewife?
Andy, I don't.
I mean, it's cool.
I wasn't
Listen,
thinking about that.
Listen, you got married and the president came to your wedding. It's kind of cool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I
I mean,
guess so.
wear that as a badge of honor,
okay.
right?
No, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that, but I think the president is well aware of the Housewives at this point.
Okay.
I think everybody is at this
By the way,
point.
what did Joe Biden give you for your wedding?
Oh, this beautiful crystal bowl with the presidential seal on it.
No way. Who got to keep it? Did you get to keep it? You kept it? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'd keep that too in the separation. I'd put that on eBay so fast. Right here. Would you like a fruit bowl? Yeah.
Has the seal.
Okay, do you want to say it? Because I don't think it's appropriate for me to comment
Oh, you want me to say what I told you?
on her wardrobe. But I'm watching that clip, and we were both very worried about something
Nip
just...
slip.
Yeah, like just
I was like,
Mrs. Doubtfiring. Hello! Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little distracting.
Little distracting.
Beautiful, but woo, girl, hey.
Yeah. Woof.
Okay.
I just couldn't, and...
I know, and you don't even feel that way.
I don't even feel that way. I mean, yeah, I don't even...
It's like not even
I
interested.
play for the Cubbies. I didn't even care. I mean, you know. Oh, you didn't know, Kendall? I'm gay.
And I'm crying.
What? I know. I always think...
It's not his baby.
Kendall, you should have made him wonder, so it's like a cliffhanger for next season. That's right. Next in the dish. If you want to go to Disney World, now may be a really good time. Now, this was in the Wall Street Journal, but I have personal experience. So here's the story. Wait times at both parks in California and Florida are down significantly. You might have seen the headlines. Analysts say the combination of high ticket prices and summer heat are partly to blame. Now, despite the smaller crowds, Disney, I said this a little bit earlier, just extended my boyfriend Bob Iger's contract for another 2 years, which is great news because there's a lot of big problems for all these entertainment companies, and they're going to need a lot of time to fix them. Here's what I think is going on, and if there's anybody that knows, because I'm there so many times a week, not a week. I'm there so many
Twice a week, hey.
It feels like it sometimes, but I'm there a lot. Yes, the crowds are down. I think it is a mix of not Bob, but the previous CEO raised prices so much that they just thought people would keep coming and people would keep paying the prices. It's unbelievably expensive. Colin and I are very lucky. I have 34 jobs and we don't have kids but I walk around, and I'm not kidding, I walk around and I look at big families, and I really do, I go, oh my God, how are you doing this? And I feel awful because the kids are screaming for $15 Mickey pretzels. My point is, I think it's a combination of rising prices, and they're trying to fix that. I think it is the summer heat there is horrible. I'm not kidding. Colin and I, we walk out of our hotel door, and within 2 seconds, we have like booby sweat. It's like right here. Yeah, within
That's
like
the
2
worst.
seconds. I'm just being real. I'm just telling you.
Y'all get it too.
And I think what they call revenge travel is over. What that is a lot of people that had to cancel vacations during the pandemic, they rescheduled them for 2022. Well, now it's the next year, and everyone's kind of done. They're like, okay, we did Disney World.
Right.
So I think it's a combination of all those things and about 2% of politics. I think that's a little bit. I think that's overestimated, but I think that has a little bit to do with it because Disneyland is up, actually. So
you get a little boob sweat when you go there. In the
yeah, a little
summer,
bit.
huh?
A little bit.
If you
That's
see
okay.
Jason,
I don't mind, though. My weight for Space Mountain's a little lower. I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, that's all I care about.
Just bring a fan.
Yeah.
Just bring a little fan.
I do. I bring my I'm like an old Southern woman when I'm there. I'm like, yeah. Next in the dish. Do you guys remember that Gwyneth Paltrow ski crash trial? Oh, I love that so much. It captivated all of us earlier this year. And, well, you knew this was going to happen. It's going to get the Hollywood treatment if Hollywood doesn't close. Warner Brothers Discovery has inked a deal to the rights for a series about the trial. Now, if you don't remember, and, oh, God, you really should go watch the clips. It featured a retired optometrist who collided with Gwyneth Paltrow on the slopes and claimed that he suffered physical and emotional injuries because of goop. Paltrow then counter-sued, saying she sued because she, quote, lost a half day of skiing. That's not a joke. For one,
$1, yeah.
But she sued for $1.
Yep,
yeah,
$1.
And then the best thing ever was, what did she say when she patted him? I wish you well. I wish you well. Gwyneth Paltrow, after she went over to him and patted him on the back. She was, I wish you well. I wish you well. So Gwyneth. Yeah. Love it. Next in the dish, never count out Pixar. Never count them out. Despite sluggish opening numbers, the Pixar film Elemental has been an interesting story the last couple weeks. It's actually seen its box office numbers tick up since its not great premiere. This is the story. The animated film has racked up more than $250 million now globally. The movie barely got any buzz when it debuted last month. Remember, I told you about it, that it was disappointing that it didn't do better. But since its debut, it's had legs. But experts say Disney has done a better job lately explaining what the film was about since it opened. Over the weekend, it actually became the first animated film to cross the $100 million threshold since 2018. Now, I haven't seen it yet. I have friends that have seen it and said that it's great. When I was at the parks, this is always a good sign, I can tell. I saw kids going up to the merch,
they wanted
to the
elemental
merch, and I'm like, okay, it's resonating. I want to see it still because I love Pixar. What's your favorite Pixar movie?
Oh gosh, don't do this to me right now. I don't know. I used to like A Bug's Life when I was a kid. Yeah? That was Pixar, wasn't it?
That's Pixar.
Yeah. What else is
That's
there?
my least. Cars, Nemo,
Yeah.
The
Nemo's
Incredibles,
good. Incredibles
Toy
good.
Story, Wall-E.
Oh God, break your heart, Wall-E.
Yeah. I love Up.
Wall-E.
Up is one of my favorites.
I'll break your heart.
Yeah,
Up.
that'll break your heart. Don't watch it in your current emotional
In my
state.
current condition.
Yeah, don't. Next in the dish, last week, Mark Zuckerberg flexed his tech muscles when he launched Threads, a Twitter rival. This week, he's flexing actual muscles. Look at this. His UFC training partners posted this shirtless photo of Mark. Zucks has been preparing for a possible cage match with Elon Musk.
I can't.
And the guy from MySpace. What was his name that he, what's the...
Oh, he was always your first
He
friend.
wanted to be your friend.
Yeah,
the first,
Steve?
Yeah,
Was it
Steve
Steve or
anyway.
something?
We're not clear if that's going to happen, but I don't feel proud saying this.
What?
But he looks really good. I never
He
thought...
does.
I know, but I like nerds. So that's... But look at him. He's really...
Nerds with abs, a Jason Show special.
That's right.
We should
But
do it.
you got to admit, the guy put in the work.
He does. He's been training for a while. I know that he had done other types of fighting, but then this came out with Elon Musk, and now he's like very, very serious about it.
Very motivated to do it.
I would never watch that fight in a million years, though. What a joke. You would not. They
No,
said
I
they would
wouldn't.
maybe do it for charity.
I wouldn't waste the money, but
No.
we'd recap it here on the show.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God. That'd be content gold.
Dana White, the guy who runs UFC, he was like, it's happening. I mean, he's ready to pump it out there.
Could you imagine me in one of those cage matches? Oh, Lord. That would just be...
I'd have to save you. I would. I'd have to come in and save you.
I would
He's not doing anything wrong.
I would climb up the fence.
I'd throw you a rope.
I'd be like a little cattle trying to escape. It's like just...
I'd get the rope on the other end for you.
Thank you. Pull me up. Next, it's time to meet our JVIP for today. It's Cynthia Bonema. I hope I'm pronouncing that. Bonema from Savage, Minnesota. When asked what she likes about our show, Cynthia says, I can't pick just one thing. Well, thank you, sweetie. She also shared a story of cleaning out a storage area recently and finding her Milky the Marvelous Milkin' Cow toy. Yeah. In the original box. She says she thought of me right away. Yeah, it was my favorite toy when I was a real small kid. Cynthia is going to get a Jason Show mug. She's also entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes being a VIP guest in our audience, a $150 gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $150 gift card to the Institute of Advanced Aesthetics. We have Leslie Miller and more when we come back. Back in a moment. Not all wine gadgets are created equal. Coming up in just a little bit, the wine diva Leslie Miller is back, giving you a thumbs up or thumbs down on some popular wine gadgets. And then quarterback Kirk Cousins is sitting down to talk about your new Netflix docuseries Obsession, Quarterback. That and more when we come back. Welcome back to the show. Well, on our show, when we're talking gadgets, we usually go to the guy, the gadget guy. But this is today's a little bit different because we're talking wine gadgets. Audience, give it up for the wine diva, Leslie Miller, everyone. From Amuse Wine. and her amazing store, Sip Better, in the North Loop of Minneapolis. Hi, dear friend.
Hello.
This is such a great idea because is it me or wine devices and gadgets have exploded over the last 10 to 15 years, and you don't really need
Huge.
all of them?
You don't. In fact, I went out into the market just kind of looking to see what every shop had or big store, and there are aisles of gadgets. And I'm here to tell you, don't overspend on these things.
Okay, and
Yeah.
she knows. If anybody knows, Leslie Miller knows. So where are we starting?
We're going to start with just simple wine opening.
Okay.
Because this is a question that I get all the time. Leslie, how do you open wine? I know it sounds really simple.
No,
but
it's
people
a good
say,
question.
What do you use? And I use literally just a simple waiter's corkscrew. Now, I would say probably 99% of America has no idea how to use this thing.
Probably, yeah. I mean, or use it right. Yeah,
Or
probably.
use it right,
yeah.
right? And this is something that, if we worked in restaurants, we were trained on these things. It has a simple, what we call a little piggy tail. You cut the foil with the top. Most people have this weird thing inside of their gadget drawer.
I have one of those. Yeah, I do.
This thing is $20.
That is $20?
It's $20, yeah.
Is it good though?
No, it's not good. It is not good. No.
Why is it? But because I know a lot of people that have that one or a version similar. Why is that horrible?
Because one, it takes up a lot of space in your gadget drawer.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of keeping things simple.
Okay.
And then this thing is like $10, $12, and you can find them in any retail store. And literally, you can throw it into your picnic basket. How much space is this thing going to take up in your picnic basket?
And the wine, when you learn, and I learned at Red Lobster, using the wine key is pretty easy.
It is actually pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah, we do lots of videos. So this is also called an Osso. And this is a very cool, this is kind of a sommelier device. So this thing is meant for older bottles.
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
I have never seen that in my life.
Most people have not. Most people have not. So usually it's people who are collectors or who have very
Can we
old
hold it
bottles.
still? Let me right there. I just want Eric will get a close up because I want people to see it. Okay.
Yes. So an Osso is actually meant for older corks that could potentially fall apart when you are opening the bottle. And so what this does is it ensures that you're getting out the entire cork.
Oh.
So what you would do is you put it in, you kind of sneak it in down around the cork all the way through, and then you're pulling out the cork so that the cork is all in one piece.
Oh.
Yeah, cool, right?
That is really, now do you
Yes.
have to go to some secret wine sommelier store?
No, I'm
like with a password or something? Or
No.
can us
Amazon
normal
Prime.
folks get it?
Amazon Prime, you could have
Amazon Prime? Oh,
You
okay,
could have
yeah.
got one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty inexpensive, but I have about 2 or 3 of these in my bag just when I do events, just in case somebody brings something that's a little bit older, where the cork could be a little bit more crumbly.
You use that. And
I
what's that
do.
called again?
And also.
Also, like also, but also.
Also, yes.
Also.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's awesome.
I'm-
Okay, yeah.
We talk so much about glassware, so I'm not going to cover this, but I do love a good polishing cloth. If you want your glasses all nice and sparkly clean, it's really important.
And the cloth does make, just like on your phones, a
Yes.
good cloth does make a difference.
It does. And, Riedel, they are the,
Gold standard.
Yep, they are, and they make a cloth, and I'm a big fan.
Okay,
Now,
next.
when you're talking about bubbly, because this happens to a lot of people, they open a bottle of bubbly. Okay, well, that doesn't happen to us.
That doesn't happen to us,
No,
what
we
you're getting
drink
ready to
all of it.
describe,
We
but yeah.
drink all of it, right? So when you open a bottle of bubbly, people will say, well, I want it to last until the next day. We've done wine myths, right? We've talked about, you put a spoon upside down in the bottle and that's supposed to save it till the next day. That's fake news.
Yeah.
Right? So really what you're going to do is you could use
Are we opening that right now?
We are. We're just going to open it up so I can show people how these little gadgets work. Oh, see? It's so happy to see us. Okay,
Very excited.
Sorry.
It's very excited.
Okay, so
There we go.
this.
What is that?
This is actually just a little champagne stopper.
Okay.
And you can find these at any retail store for like $1.
Would you recommend those?
Yes, absolutely. So you'd find this.
Yes, so this is
So
what
literally
you
just
want.
clamp it down. And what it does is it holds tight inside of the bottle. And so that actually just, it opens up. And so it really squeezes it tight so that the bubbles stay
Fairly fresh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then if you have a bottle of wine at home, a red or a white, I recommend this thing is about $10.
What
and
is that?
This is the wine. It's basically just a little vacuum bin. So you put in their little gaskets, and then you put this over the top. And what you're doing is you're sucking the oxygen outside of this wine.
Okay, can I say, I'm shocked. I thought you would say that was worthless.
No,
but
this
that
thing is the
actually
best
works.
thing. It is the best thing. I love this thing. Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I thought you were saying, oh, it doesn't really work. That one
This is amazing.
works.
This is like $10, and again, it comes with 3 different gaskets, corks, and literally all you're doing is you're just pulling the oxygen out of the bottle, which is the deterrent that's going to break down the wine.
2 things before we get to the last thing. Don't worry. All this stuff will be on social media, the items, and we'll also post it later on YouTube. Okay, this final thing here,
this
we have about
final
a
thing.
minute.
Everybody wants to talk about decanting. Decanting is such a big thing. People say, well, why do you decant? 2 reasons. One, if you have a very young wine, by the way, you wouldn't decant really anything $20 and under. This usually goes along with a pretty high pedigree red wine. And so if you have a wine like a Cabernet that's big, what you're doing is you're kind of just softening out the tannins, which is the compound that makes your teeth feel kind of big and furry. So, big and furry. Furry. It feels like they feel
Aaron,
furry
does
on
your
your
teeth feel big and furry today? Right now? Yeah.
So, you can buy a decanter, but I tell people all the time, this also works with a Kool-Aid pitcher. Literally just throw this upside down. So if it's a younger wine, you would literally, what we call it actually spanking the wine. It's technical. It's really just burping the wine, so you're literally just pushing oxygen into the wine to kind of soften up the tannin.
You do know that you've said burping and spanking within the last 30 seconds. Yeah. So it doesn't, you don't need to go to Nordstrom and get a Lalique crystal decanter. It does not matter.
No, I mean, it's lovely and it's beautiful. It gives the wine space. The other thing too is this is a device that I actually kind of like. It's called the Venturi, and this does the same thing because there's a little hole through the side where it actually just kind of burps the wine 1 glass at a time, so you don't have to decant the full bottle.
And again, to wrap it up, don't waste your time decanting a wine under 20. That's revelatory too. I don't think people know that.
No.
It's worthless.
That's right.
It does nothing.
It just goes with big wines.
There we go.
Yep.
We have more with Leslie when we come back. Back in a moment. Stay with us. That's great. Welcome back. More with the Wine Diva, Leslie Miller from Amusé Wine. Well, now we're talking more gadgets, but bigger ones. We're talking wine storage, wine cellars, wine fridges. You see them, the little bitty ones that you can set on your counter. So what should we know? Let's start with wine storage. What should we know?
Wine storage. So you can keep all wine, sparklings, whites, reds, rosés, the whole thing at 1 temperature. You can chill them down as you need them by just popping on top of ice. So people think that you have to store your whites or your bubbles literally in a fridge, and you do not.
You do not?
No, you don't. Now, if you want to drink them right away, of course, but you can also chill down wine 1 degree a minute by putting the bottle into a bucket of half ice and half water.
1 degree a minute?
Yes.
And that's cheap. You don't need a fancy device to do that.
I mean, how fast do you really need to drink your wine, right? You're just chilling it down.
Well, row 1 was telling me, real quick. So, just going to say. Okay, so let's talk wine. I think the next one was wine cellar.
Yeah, wine cellar. So a lot of times people spend money on a wine cellar or a wine room, right? Such as this. You may have converted someplace in your basement. A lot of times people will convert something like a closet, a fireplace area, right? And so really it doesn't need any fancy sort of like shelving, but you do want to lay all the bottles on their sides. And what this does is it keeps the moisture in the cork so that the cork does not dry out.
Yeah, I said I joked fireplace because Leslie knows this. I ain't fancy. I didn't put it in. But the guy that used to own the condo that we're in was a swinging bachelor and a Northwest Airlines pilot, and he hated fireplaces, and he gutted it and put a little wine room in there. And now look, we're the beneficiary of that now when I thank him. But it's fun to have. Wine fridges.
The wine fridge. Okay, so the wine fridge is something literally you could pick up at a larger wholesale store, or you can buy them online. There's a number of different wine companies that sell these. Again, so they have a dual control zones where you could keep your whites, on one section and reds in another. But literally, if you want to put your whites on the bottom, they'll stay a touch more cooler. Overall between like 55 and 60 degrees.
You literally
is
just
the
answer,
temperature. And then the humidity is important because we want to keep the humidity in there for the cork, and that's about 70% humidity to make sure that your cork stays nice and moist.
So you don't have to get that device that you just showed us
right.
for a crackly cork.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Right. But it is important. I think a lot of times, in the winter here, it dries out, in the Midwest. And then in the summertime, it might get a little bit too humid. A lot of times people put these into their basements and then things get a little too wet.
If people are getting into wine, do they need a wine fridge, or could you just put wine in your fridge?
You can put wine in your fridge, but I also recommend people to put their wine in an old pantry or a food pantry on the bottom shelf. Cold, cool, dark, dry place. Not the storage above your fridge. The vibration is going to break wine down. Light breaks wine down. Heat breaks things down.
Because I see a lot of people
Yep.
put a little wine rack on the top of the
of their
refrigerator, and they
fridge.
shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I know. I want to call Sub-Zero all the time and tell them, why did they invent that thing?
Really?
Yeah, it's the worst because wine hates all those elements: heat, light, and vibration.
So people can just get like a little wooden wine rack, put it on the bottom of their pantry shelf, the
Yes.
bottom, and that's like a little wine cellar.
Yes, absolutely. Or just throw them on
Yeah.
the sides.
That's great.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah.
Give it up for Leslie, everybody. For more information, go to amusewine.com. And if you're visiting the Twin Cities, like I said, visit her shop in the North Loop. It's called Sip Better. It's a great store. I've been there. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. It's a big day around here. It may be, I know, it may be the dog days of summer, but it's always a good time for our segment, Sports with Jason. There's a new... Thank you. There's a new docuseries on Netflix that follows 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. And one of them just happens to be Minnesota Viking quarterback Kirk Cousins. Look at this.
Let's go upstairs now and read, okay? Let's do the book of why in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That was a good one.
Big book of why.
Why does the NFL have so many rules against hitting quarterbacks? First, there's the fact that when a quarterback is throwing a pass, he's in no position to protect himself. An injury to the quarterback can sink a team's entire season. Did you know the season-ending knee injury that Tom Brady suffered in the first game of the 2008 season led to a ban on hitting quarterbacks below the knee? And Dad is forever grateful.
Ooh. Quarterback is available right now on Netflix. So here's the deal. When it comes to the Vikings coverage for the Jason Show, we only turn to one guy.
Really?
But Pierre wasn't available. So
Okay. I see where this is
I didn't
going.
write that.
I see where this
didn't
is
write
going.
that.
I see.
Producer Ted wrote it, and it doesn't matter because he's quitting in 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for legendary sports director Jim Rich. Jimbo.
Yes, sir.
Let me start with
Yes, sir.
let me start with the compliment. 2 things. Let me start with the compliment first, and I really do mean this.
Uh-oh.
Jimbo and I have worked together. I've been here since 2000. When did you get here?
When they merged us.
Okay,
so
that's
what
right.
was that? 02?
02. There's a lot of knuckleheads. I say this a lot. There are a lot of knuckleheads in this business. There are a lot of awful people. A lot of just idiots. This is not one of them. This is a good guy.
I was
This
worried
is a
where
good
you're
guy.
going there. I was worried where you're going there.
No.
But, there's
This is-
a lot of these idiots
no,
that I work
this is
with.
just a nice guy. It's like Rosie and Jim. They're just nice guys. So, hi, buddy.
Hi.
It's your first in
This is it.
8 seasons, and this is your first time on our show.
You finally ran through enough yes. Where you're like, okay, you know what? We got nothing. It's July. What are we going to do? Well, I guess we could have him on.
Well, I guess we'll have Jimmy on.
So, whatever.
You're on because of this, and this crosses lines of sports and pop culture. You just talked to Kirk. I want to get to a bite of your interview. Jim did an interview with, an hour ago, buddy?
Yeah, we did it just this morning.
The rumor is, but I want to set it up by asking you this. The rumor is, and we're not just saying this because we're here in Minnesota, the rumor is that Kirk steals the show.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah. When I watch it, absolutely. I mean, the stuff that he shares with people, this is his memorabilia room, and he says he has it hidden in his house because he doesn't want it all about him. He doesn't walk into his house like it's a museum. And he shows you here, he wears these brain machine that helps him process things. Now, this was after they lost to the Giants, and he allowed the photographers to ride home with him and Julie after they were eliminated by the Giants. A lot of people would say, you know what, I'll catch you the next day. But Kirk said he wanted everything out there. And here was his answer when I asked him about letting them ride home with him after his season ended.
Yeah, that was another great summation of what it's like. Life doesn't stop because the Vikings win or the Vikings lose, and your family of all people knows that you're a lot more than just a quarterback. So you're also take the garbage to the street guy on Sunday night. And thankfully our driveway isn't too long, so it's not too tall a task. But I thought that was kind of a funny way to capture what it means to be far more than just the Vikings quarterback.
Yeah, so they go all the way home, right? And he's lamenting the loss, and he can't believe the season's over, and that's the end of it. And then he pulls in the driveway, opens the garage door, and wife is Julie goes, "It's garbage night. You have to take out the garbage." But I mean, it just shows you that it's a normal life.
Okay,
right?
that leads me to my question. Again, you've been doing sports for a long time. You've seen a lot of quarterbacks, Christian Ponder and many others.
Very good, very good. He says he has no sports knowledge. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, he just made a Christian Ponder reference. That is deep knowledge. I mean, that's digging down. That's drilling below the surface.
Thank you. There's a lot of these guys that have false humility. They act like normal guys, and then they're not. This doesn't seem false to me.
Correct.
Correct. Is what we're seeing what we get?
Yes. You get to see Kirk Cousins. You may not be a fan of what happens on the field with Kirk Cousins, but you know that this guy is 100% invested in the team, in trying to win, in trying to be a good teammate, in trying to be a good father. And that's what you'll pull away with it. And he'll win this series with Mariota and with Mahomes. He'll be the most popular.
Did you watch it? I know we got to go, but
I watched the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. I know.
I watched the whole thing.
Ted, you watched the whole thing. How does Mahomes come out looking? Because I know a little bit about how does he come out on this one.
He's flashy. He's good. He's confident, and he lets you know it.
Unlike this guy, give it up for Jim Rich, everybody. You can watch Jimmy's full interview with Kirk on Fox 9 Minneapolis' YouTube channel. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. That was great. That was good. I gotta tell you, I take back everything I just said about Jimbo. He got off the set and immediately went over to Leslie Miller to try to get some free wine. That's right. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Taylor Lautner is setting the record straight this week. It turns out we've all been pronouncing his name wrong for a decade. He talked about it on a recent podcast. Listen.
It's technically Lautner.
What?
It is my fault. Nobody knows how it's actually pronounced because I never corrected anybody for decades.
No way.
Yeah. Taylor said he was too shy as a young actor to correct people, and he really doesn't care how people say it. I interviewed him when he was a kid at the Mall of America, when he was in that
Twilight?
Lava Girl. Yeah. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. Lava Girl. Tomorrow, Stephanie Hansen is back with some delicious ways to use summer corn. That's going to do it for us. Great show. We're out of time. If you're watching, though, and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.